now listening to the Zay Moore Podcast.
I want to know what Zay thinks
There's a
about
few
that.
things that we got to address.
Black people got the swag. Black people set the trends. We are the culture. We got a reality star for our president. It's insane. Even if they try to erase black history out of schools, it's not going to erase black history. Because we've been here. Kendrick Lamar definitely beat Drake in that battle. Hands down. At the end of the day, I'm going to keep it real with my people. Because if we don't keep it real with each other, who will?
What's good, y'all? It's your boy, the one and only Zay Moore, and I want to welcome you back to a brand new episode of the Zay Moore Podcast. Yeah. Today is August 4th, and we do have some things to talk about, a few things to unpack. We're going to get into Sydney Sweeney's controversial American Eagle ad. I don't know if any of y'all have seen it, but it's tone deaf, and I want to cover it. I want to unpack it and just talk a little bit about why it is tone deaf. We're also going to get into Trump actually backing her in the midst of all of the backlash, right? He loves anything white and Republican. Who is surprised? So we're going to go over what he said as well. We're also on the topic, still on the topic of Trump, we're going to talk about his disrespectful remarks to Charlamagne Tha God. Charlamagne was asked what he thought about everything he's done since he's been in term. He was asked about everything that Trump has done, right? What he thought, his honest opinion, and he gave that. And, he touched on the changes to taxes and how all that will affect people who are not in a high tax bracket. And, he was really honest. Trump called him a sleazebag, said he had a low IQ, called him racist, a whole bunch of dumb shit. So we're going to cover all that and more today, y'all. So I hope y'all are ready for the show. Y'all ready? All right, y'all. I got me a good gas one lit. Ain't nothing wrong with a little weed. It helps with your appetite. It helps with depression. Try it. So we're going to go ahead, y'all, and start the show. We're going to start with talking about this controversial ad that Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle produced. So the controversial ad was released in late July 2025. They launched a campaign featuring Sydney Sweeney with the tagline, "Sydney Sweeney has great genes," including video clips where she crossed out jeans and replaced it with jeans on a billboard. I'm going to go ahead and play the ad for y'all so y'all can get the whole idea, and then I'll come right back.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn.
I definitely won't say.
Or that they make your butt look amazing.
Amazing.
Why would I need to do that?
But I need to do that.
But if you said that you want to buy the
crazy.
jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
You see what I did there, right?
Yeah, we definitely see what you did there. So you really had to see the ad to really get the gist of why this is problematic. So when she talks about the jeans, or when they say at the end, Sydney Sweeney has great genes, right? What they do is they cross out the word jeans, right? Genes, and they replace it with jeans on a billboard. She then says the tagline, "Genes are passed down, often determining traits like hair, color, personality. My genes are blue." Now, did you hear that in the clip that I played? No. Why? Of course, because they fixed it. So originally, we got to call a spade here. What they were saying when the ad first came out, they were emphasizing Sydney's physical traits, blonde hair, blue eyes, while using the jeans pun intentionally. So this was intentionally done. And people say racism and all that doesn't exist is crazy to me. But you have a big company like American Eagle intentionally putting a pun on jeans and using a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl as the example. You got to clock it. And when we talk about traditional conservatives, I guess Sydney Sweeney would be the example of what a traditional conservative would consider beautiful, right? Again, blonde hair, blue eyes, big tits. She's a Republican. Yo, the political and racist undertone of the whole production is just blatant. and disrespectful. And again, right, I say this all the time. They always try to play in our face. They keep playing in our face. Then they want to come back and apologize. Oh, all jeans are good jeans. I think they did some sort of statement, and all jeans are good. Fuck all that. We heard y'all loud and clear the first time. And it's been reported that since the ordeal, since that whole thing came out, their stock has gone down. That's what you get. That is what you get. You got to stop playing in people's faces. I would respect people more if they just would blatantly be like, yo, I'm racist. I really, at this point, I would respect people more. It's the same thing about when people lie to me. I always say, I respect you more, even if it's something that is going to piss me off. I can get over it a little better if you're just upfront with me, right? Just tell me what happened now instead of me having to find out later. And that's how I feel about these corporations. Everyone, just please stop. Please stop with the whole all jeans are good jeans. Again, we heard you loud and clear the first time. I don't think anybody buys American Eagle anyway, I hate to single them out, but white young Gen Zs, I don't see anyone in the black culture rocking American Eagle. I remember back in the day, it was cool to buy their underwear. You feel me? We was buying their underwear because it had birds and shit on it. But I don't think anybody is buying that shit anyway. So the black customers you did have is oh, okay, bet we gonna spend our money elsewhere. But you know who did love the ad? Donald Trump, y'all's president. He loved it. He loved it. His comments as of today were, Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican, has the hottest ad out there, he wrote. It's for American Eagle, and the jeans are flying off the shelves. Go get him, Sydney. Go get him. And he somehow drugged Taylor Swift into this. Because, Taylor backed up Kamala. So he's labeling her woke. He said he can't stand woke Taylor Swift. And right now it's all about Sydney Sweeney. Newsflash, I don't think Sydney Sweeney wants you. I'm sure you old ass Republican men would love to have your day in time with Sydney, but I think she's good. She could be a Republican all she want. She don't want your ass. But it's just another day, another dumb comment coming out of y'all's president mouth. I think that his comments towards the ad are tone deaf. I think that, again, American Eagle, we heard you loud and clear, and you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer, and it's going to show in your numbers. It's going to show in your pockets. It's 2025, and people are, I wouldn't even call it woke anymore. I'm tired of that word. I just think people are sick of the bullshit and sick of people benefiting off of a culture that they don't really support. And that goes for any set of oppressed people, black people, LGBTQ people, Jewish people. It's I feel like people support now because it's beneficial. Ever since the Black Lives Matter movement, I just think that everyone has tried to incorporate some sort of cultural whatever, right, into what they're selling, whether it's merchandise or whether it's themes. It's just corny and it's all whack to me, and the whole purpose is to just make money. I want to appeal to this group of people. So yeah, let's celebrate them during this time. Let's get them in and get them out. That's all it is. But I'm glad that people are taking heed to what these corporations are really about. You feel, especially with everything that's going on right now with tax brackets and the big beautiful bill. Yes, you definitely want to be more mindful of how and where you spend your money. So I applaud everybody that stopped buying American Eagle. Continue to not buy American Eagle, and we standing on it. All right. So let's keep it going, y'all. We're going to get into the next story. Unfortunately, Trump is involved in this one too, but let's go ahead and talk about it. So on August 3rd, Charlamagne Tha God was on Laura Trump's Fox News show, and he was asked what he thought about Trump's second term, right? How do you think it's going? And he was very transparent. Again, Charlamagne is one of the loudest voices when it comes to black rights, everything black and black media. Very, very huge fan of him. Shout out to Charlamagne. But Charlamagne was, again, very transparent. He talked about the big, beautiful bill and how, it would affect people in a low income tax bracket, but work in favor of those in a higher. And Trump caught heed to what he said, and Trump was not happy about it at all, y'all. I'm going to read to you what he said. This nigga's hilarious. He said, the very wonderful and talented Laura Trump, whose show is a big rating success, put racist sleazebag Charlamagne Tha God. Why is he even allowed to use the word God when describing himself? Can anyone imagine the uproar there would be if I used that nickname? He went on to say that Charlamagne is a low IQ individual, has no idea what words are coming out of his mouth, and knows nothing about me or what I've done. Like just ending 5 wars, including a 31-year bloodbath between Republic of the Congo and Rwanda, where 7 million people have died, and there was no end in sight. He didn't know that, or India and Pakistan, or wiping out Iran's nuclear capabilities, or closing the horrendous open border, or creating the greatest economy where prices and inflation have come way down, and where stupid and corrupt Joe Biden set the record for doing the world's worst job as president ever. But this dope, Charlamagne, would vote for Sleepy Joe or Kamala. Remember, 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. MAGA. Now, to piggyback off of the president, right, if we're talking about all of the good he's done, we got to examine some of the cons, right, some of the bullshit that's been going on since he's been in his second term. Can't go on without discussing the catastrophic COVID-19 handling of everything. He even went on to say it would disappear like a miracle when we had over 1 million Americans die with delayed federal coordination and confusion, undermining the U.S. democracy, spreading false claims of a stolen 2020 election, pressuring officials in Georgia to find 11,780 votes. What about stroking racial division, right? Calling white supremacists at a Charlottesville rally very fine people. Or maybe attacking black athletes for doing a peaceful protest. Quote, get that son of a bitch off the field. Or maybe it's the use of aggressive federal force against peaceful Black Lives Matter protesters in D.C. Not there? Okay, let's keep going. What about the corruption and the self-dealing, the funneled government money that he used for his businesses via Secret Service and foreign stays? Appointed family members like Ivanka and Jared to key White House roles. Refused to divest from Trump organizations, blurring lines between president and businessman. That's been the problem from the jump, by the way, and I've said that. Cruel immigration policies, separating over 5,000 children from their parents, immigrant children detained in cages, fucking cages. Many never reunited with their families and loved ones. What about the climate and environment? See, I'm telling you, I can just go on. Withdrew from Paris Climate Accord, rolled back nearly 100 environmental protections, y'all. And we got earthquakes happening in Jersey. Weaken clean air, water, and wildfire rules to benefit fossil fuel companies. Get that money in. And last but not least, we can't go on or end this list without talking about the economic gimmicks. Tax cuts mostly benefited the top 1% and corporations, left 7.8 trillion increase in national debt after promising to eliminate it. Trade war with China hurt U.S. farmers and small businesses. So, I mean, it's a very fair list of cons here against all of the pros that he's claiming he's done. So, yeah, buddy. Yeah, you barking up your chest, but you're forgetting that for all of the good, quote unquote, that you've done, there's a lot of shit that you are doing that, again, is leading more into a dictatorship type of role, right? I don't feel presidential energy or vibes when I see Trump, when I hear him speak. I don't get that. What I get is businessman turned president. That's really all that I get. I don't see the for the people moves. I see the for me and mine moves, definitely, but I don't see the for the people. Yeah. So I think that his comments and his remarks toward Charlamagne were disrespectful. Even in the interview, Charlamagne didn't disrespect this man. He didn't say anything out of terms, right? He kept it very professional. and you want to get on Twitter, of all platforms, and call somebody a sleazebag, racist, which is crazy to me, and tell them they got a low IQ? Like, come on now. Man, shout out to Charlamagne. Like I said, one of the most vocal, loudest black voices we have in media right now. And yeah, I don't think he said anything wrong. Shout out to Charlamagne Tha God. Shout out to the Breakfast Club. So in other news, y'all, we got a story about Soulja Boy being arrested yesterday. On August 3rd, he was arrested in Los Angeles during a traffic stop in the Fairfax district near Melrose Avenue. He was a passenger in the vehicle when police reportedly spotted a firearm inside the car. He was booked into the LAPD's Wilshire Division jail shortly after 6 a.m., facing a felony charge of being a convicted felon in possession of a firearm. This marks his second weapons-related arrest. In 2016, he was also arrested at his Hollywood Hills home after officers found a gun while he was on probation. He later pleaded no contest and received probation and community service. So that is the latest on the Soulja Boy situation. Good luck to Soulja Boy. I hope him and his team can find some way to wiggle him out of this one. There definitely was a lack of responsibility, I feel, with this situation. On Soulja Boy's part, if you know you got prior charges, you got to make sure whoever you around, whoever's linking with you, you know, your friends are protecting you. You feel me? Like, your friend didn't have your back while having that gun on him. I don't know if he knew that you had prior charges relating to guns, right? But, I mean, why be riding around with guns anyway? That's really one thing. I get it, right? Everyone has a right to protect themselves. And we have a president who is promoting weapons and how great of a country we are when it comes to weaponry. So, you know, it's a double-edged sword. We got people out here thinking they can just start swinging bullets around because they're being influenced to. But nevertheless, good luck to Soulja Boy. You know, I hope that he can find some way, you know, again, to wiggle his way out of this. And it's a shame because everything people forget, Soulja Boy was really a part of the beginning of the boom of viral culture, right? I mean, using the internet to your advantage to reach the world. You know, he was really pivotal when it comes to that movement. And it's just a shame that all of the negative stuff just overshadows his influence when it comes to how things are done today. But again, good luck to him, and I hope him and his team can get it together. For real, for real. Yo, I'm so petty. So this morning, right, I went to go and get my coffee. Y'all know I was looking for that man again, right? I was definitely looking for that Mexican man because I'm not going to be able to rest until I get to walk up to him and be like, hey, would you like to buy some drugs? I'm telling you, call me petty. I don't give a fuck, but I just have to get that out. But moving on, we're going to circle back a bit, y'all. We're going to circle back. I'm going to go back to Charlamagne Tha God's comments on that interview that we were talking about, where he was asked about Trump's second term. I want to cover something he said where he said traditional conservatives would be able to take back their power when it comes to this, you know, how they handle the Jeffrey Epstein case. And people were a little confused in the comments, so I want to break that down so that you understand what Charlamagne meant. The context of the Epstein files, right? The Epstein files refer to the documents, the testimony, and flight logs involving Jeffrey Epstein's extensive network of powerful individuals, many of whom are alleged to have participated in or at least been aware of his sex trafficking operation. These names span political parties, industries, and nations, and include celebrities, business moguls, and political elites. So Charlamagne's theory basically is seeming to hinge on the fact that the Epstein files, right, if they were exposed, they would create widespread elite exposure. If fully revealed, these files could implicate powerful people across the political spectrum. This would likely erode public trust in establishment figures, especially liberal elites and Hollywood types, whom conservatives often accuse of corruption and hypocrisy. So when we talk about controlling the narrative, I feel like that's exactly kind of what Charlamagne was saying, right? You know, Trump wants to control the narrative. And, you know, with this situation, the only way you're going to control the narrative about what people think about you is to make sure that you're not associated or you're not revealed to be associated with Jeffrey Epstein past what we already know, which is, yeah, you guys might have hung out. We see the pictures and you were once friends, but now you're not because of something he did. That's the narrative that you put out there. I think that they want to avoid a told you so moment, right? Because we have traditional conservatives, especially populists leaning on religious views. They have long already criticized coastal elites, globalists, liberal celebrities, all whom are rumored to be associated with this list. All of them. So, what to sum up what Charlamagne was basically saying, right? This being exposed could put their power at risk, right? It would basically be the realignment of cultural power, because cultural power often sways elections more than policy. Look into it. So if traditional conservatives can dominate the moral conversation using the Epstein fallout, they can probably potentially rally both moderates and liberals, especially around themes of protecting children, justice, and the truth. So I said all that to say I 100% agree with what Charlamagne said. I feel like they shaking in their boots, and right now it's go time. You feel me? It's go time. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be watching this. Y'all know I'm on this Trump Epstein case like a bat, like a hawk. You feel me? Because you're not gonna play in our face. We know who you are, and it's time that everyone else knew. Period. And like I just said earlier in the show, right? We will respect you more if you just a hundred, right? If you just a businessman who wanted to make his way into the White House so you could say, yeah, I'm the president now, then just say that. Just say that, because all of this, I'm here to make America great again and the best country in the world, is bullshit. I'm so sick of the bullshit I could regurgitate. That's how sick of it I am. Dead ass. I'm not lying to y'all. But that was it, y'all. That was all I had for you today. If you know that sound, that means we have made it to the end of the show. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the Zay Moore Podcast. Y'all know it means the world to me. Tomorrow's show is a show that y'all been waiting on. It's that deep dive trauma, family trauma, friend trauma, relationship trauma. We're going to get into all of it. We're going to discuss it all. And we'll, of course, go over some trending topics and more. I just want to thank everybody again for taking the time out to listen to me today. You could have been doing anything else in the world, but you took a few moments to just listen to my deep, rich voice. So I appreciate you, and I love you so much. And until next time, peace.